Awesome. Summer, before we start watching your 200 fly from prelims, you with your sister attending LSU, you've had that opportunity to sort of be at some swim meets, never maybe necessarily SECs, but some bigger meets and watch her compete. Do you think that helped you a little bit your freshman year in terms of having a grasp of what the SEC is like and what competition is like within the SEC?
Yeah, absolutely. My sister and I obviously come from the same area, swimming club, and when I started going to her meets, I realized that it's the best of the best, the SEC. It's not like a club meet where we can get in, add a few seconds, and still maybe win the race. It's everyone is always throwing it down, and it's always really high energy. So I knew that was something I wanted to be a part of, and it definitely helped me prepare mentally for that.
Awesome, awesome. And we'll press play and we'll talk a little bit about the fly and round out things a little bit here. So again, prelim race. What was sort of running through your head as you dove in?
Um, Basically, that I was so excited at the beginning of the meet. I got a relay in and a time trial to kind of get my nerves out. So I was just trying to focus on swimming my own race that first 100 and not taking it out too fast because that's something that I do a lot. I worry too much about the people around me. So I just really tried to tune in and not look around too much that first
I
100.
think we talked about that before your race about just really trying to control that front part of your race the best you can. And I think and you had some good two flies throughout the season, but I think this was obviously the one where we put four really great 50s together the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and I definitely felt that at this like third 50, just having a little bit less, being able to
Right.
extend my underwaters a little bit, um, compared to going out at like a 25 or something like I probably would have if we didn't talk about that before.
Right.
So
When you're racing here, do you see what's going on next to you? Do you see the girl in lane? I guess that'd be two. Do you see like you pulling up on her? Or are you just focused in your 8 feet of space?
I was really focused on my 8 feet. During the turns, when I was facing her, I knew that I could see, people were definitely close. I remember actually very specifically turning, and Nicole was in the heat after me in my lane. I remember hearing her cheering for me. But other than that, it's pretty much, I was in my lane, trying to focus. But definitely that I knew that there was people next to me, so I was racing. But
Staying in your lane is always the best place to be. So, um, good. Well, that was the race a good bit, and you talked about your SECs a little bit. Definitely had some success there, but and not to throw excuses out there, but not necessarily the most ideal meet you had through that. We had I think was maybe a little food poisoning, maybe a little bit of a stomach bug early on, and we made the decision to scratch our 200 IM, which might have been our best event heading into the meet. From a mental perspective side of things, how did you balance that from, like you said, you did the time trial the day before the meet started. You were on that 4x200 freestyle relay, and you had a really solid leg. We could tell we were hurting a little bit on the end of it, and then things happened that night. How did
yeah,
how did you how did you maintain that mental composure then towards the back end of the week as we took things day to day?
yeah. I just remember like you guys telling me that it's a really long meet. Um, and if I feel better, I still have the opportunity to swim. And in that moment, warming up, I felt better. And I said, I might not feel good tonight. So I'm just going to give everything I've got this morning. And I think that just being in the moment and not worrying about having to scratch my 2 IM, just I'm getting to swim. So I'm just going to swim my heart out. And yeah,
Awesome,
that was it.
awesome. What's your biggest takeaway from your freshman year?
Um, Probably just to train every day like it's your last day. Yeah, and because like even and swim every race like it's your last race because after that relay, I didn't know if I was going to get to swim again that meet. So, going back all the meets prior, if I would have thought like that, who knows, it could have been different. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. That's all I got. It was a fun season. We got 3 more fun seasons ahead of us too.
I just got something real quick. Summer, like we've had this talk before, but that you're all about this servantism and helping other people. And I know you talked about it from like your mom's teaching skills and your mom's vision. You bring that smile every day and you bring that energy. And I think in that moment, whenever, you know, you did feel good, you almost put it on the line for the team, and it was something bigger than yourself. And I just see you bring that energy every day. And I think that that's why you're so successful and that's who you are. And just thank you, you know, for bringing that to our culture and being you.
Absolutely. And that's like kind of the difference for me. Like club swimming is just so different. And if I wasn't representing LSU in that moment, I don't think I would have been able to get up and do that two fly.
That's awesome.
So
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, cool. Thanks a lot, Summer.
absolutely.
Thanks, Summer. You're awesome.